Hey guys, so I've mentioned before that I'm using a COSO digital gauge here on this bike, and the reason for that is it's a very compact unit with a lot of different features. So one of those features is actually the ability to read two different temperatures. So one of these is going to be our coolant, and unlike a stock CX, we're going to get an actual coolant reading, and that's really important. The other one you can wire to whatever you want. You don't have to use it, but in this instance I'm going to go ahead and do an oil temperature, and that's going to be good because we can, it's a performance oriented type build. Even though it's a GL650 engine, we're still going to beat on it and stuff, but that'll allow us to monitor the oil temperature and make sure we're staying within safe ranges. And if we need to calm down, oil's getting too high, we can back off and just let it come back down. So the reason I bring this up right now is I'm actually getting ready to paint the oil pan, but before I do that I want to go ahead and work on getting the sensor mounted. So I have the pickup in here, so we have all of this room to work with. This is the front of the pan, and I know I have a lot of stuff in the way here, but in the back it's pretty wide open. So what I'm gonna do is probably just drill and tap right here. If not, I'll smooth this out and get a flat surface to drill and tap, but it shouldn't be too hard. And then that wiring will run up just the back of the engine along the rear frame. So it should be a pretty cool little feature, and something we can definitely utilize. So yeah, I'm gonna get to that now. Just thought I'd show you. All right, so we're making progress here. So it's starting to look like a bike again, thankfully. And I'm starting to just basically reinstall a lot of components, and then as I reinstall them, I'm just doing the final finish work, such as painting things and detailing things. So let me walk you through some of the things that we've done. So you saw engine is in the frame, and then the valve covers are just vapor honed, but I'm gonna either polish these or paint them, or a combination of both. So I went ahead and I have my thermostat installed here, and then all my coolant tubes with all new O-rings. The thermostat I used was actually a Duralast Gold 15868 DLG, and it was low enough to actually fit within the housing. So some other things we're doing. I still have yet to take care of the clutch cover. I'm waiting on the seal for that, for the actual clutch actuator rod. So I'm going to go ahead and address that. I'll probably polish that, but if you guys have polished, you know that you avoid it at all costs because it just sucks. It's just the dirtiest thing ever. Anyway, coils mounted. We got the regulator rectifier mounted. I have the ignition switch mounted. You can see I have the race-on ignition along with the Rix stator wiring just kind of held up here by the PCV breather there. The drive shaft, I went ahead and installed the drive shaft. I have the boot on and everything's linked up. So I'm probably going to put a little safety wire in this just to make sure it doesn't pop off or anything. I still have to put my grease fitting in here, fill that end with grease, and then do my breather cap. Got to do cotter pin there. This is all just real fine detail stuff. So I have some bushings for the lower shock mount. I need to polish those up and then get a new bolt that's just more attractive. And then also same thing with the upper mount here. Go ahead and just install a new bolt, just something cleaner. So we're making progress. Another cool thing, so I've shown, I don't know at what point I'll show this, but the COSO digital gauge there, it actually has two temperature sensor pickup points. So we're actually doing two temp sensors here. I'm going to do a traditional coolant temp sensor, but also you can see this, I've got an oil temperature in the sump, which is pretty cool because the 650s have this sump, and that allows me just to tap into the side. So we have two temperature readings there. We can keep a monitor on the oil, which is awesome. And then I'm actually working on doing a mechanical oil pressure gauge tapped in somewhere. I mean, I know I'll tap it into the front cover where the oil pressure sensor typically is, but that's just a dummy light. So that just lets you know that, hey, your motor's, effed. So yeah, I want to put a mechanical gauge on it. That way you can monitor it and make a correlation between you know, if the oil temp's getting too hot, if it's dropping pressure or whatever. Just a good maintenance item, just a good monitoring procedure. So with the coolant temp sensor, the Coso actually comes with a 1/8 inch NPT sensor, but this is an M16 hole, so obviously that won't fit. So instead of buying an adapter, I actually modified the original sensor. So I chopped off the top, chopped off the bottom, and then opened it up on both sides and then tapped it for 1/8 inch NPT, and these actually thread into one another. So I'm getting ready to install this with a new O-ring along with just a little bit of PTFE thread sealant, just because. I know I'm rambling on here, but yeah, just general updates on the bike. So I've got the ultrasonic cleaner heating up right now, and I've got like some the radiator rubber isolators. I have those in there along with some other boots. So just softening them up and cleaning them before they go back on the bike. So make those look like new. Same thing I did with the drive shaft cover there, or the U-joint cover. So yeah, we're just piecing this thing together little by little. And then soon enough, I will have to build a jig, final weld the exhaust, and get that hung. And then we'll really be on to like body work and wiring. So yeah, there's still quite a bit left to do, but this is the oddball like detail stage that you can't really I can't make like one cohesive video. It's just like, yeah, I did this little bit, did this little bit, did this little bit. So we'll get there, we'll figure it out. But yeah, it's looking awesome and I'm pretty excited about it. Okay, so let's talk about some carbs real quick. Now, before I throw these on the bike, these are VM34s, and one issue that I've seen that people have when using this dual carb setup is actually the choke lever. So you can see the choke lever on the left side. If this is on the left side of the bike, you can flick that, no problem. But on the right side, you'd have to like reach past over the intake manifold and try to lift that up. So to remedy that, I just went ahead and bought a another Mikuni, just plunger type choke lever. So that's going to take the place of that guy right there and just allow me to have the plunger. So that'll make it a lot easier for your right hand. So it'll visually be different, but whatever, makes it easier. So I'm gonna go ahead and stab that thing on real quick, then we'll get these hung on the bike.